We're recording. It's a big thing, you guys. Okay, so tonight we're talking about, Shauna's on here somewhere too, I know, and then Sarah's going to chat a little bit, but Shauna and I were kind of talking about what we wanted to really cover and like train on in the next little while. One of the things that came up tonight, Shauna had a great idea actually for this call, because it's the end of June, to really talk about in a quick couple of ways how to keep our energy moving and keep our energy up and our business at the forefront during the summer months, because we all know, like, we understand how busy our summer gets just with like vacation and kids if you have them, or family, extended family. Like, there's just a million and one reasons why summer gets busy. So we wanted to come up and bring to the table just some things that each individual here is doing to keep their business energized, and how to plug in, like how can we get creative in July, in August, while people are really busy. Like, what are just a couple of little things? It doesn't have to be like this big takeover of your business. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just little things that you can walk away with and say, oh, that's a really good tactical thing that I can implement into my business in the month of July when I'm busy and everybody else is busy, that's going to keep me accountable and keep me on track. One thing that I always think is really important to recognize, first of all, is you have to know what you want your expectation and what your business to look like in the summer months. And that's different for everybody. So some people, it's like, hey, I'm going to back off. My goal is to hit the $1,000. My goal is to hit the $600 to avoid the website fee, but that's kind of what I'm looking to do. And some people are like, I want to maintain 2,500 and 2 recruits, or I want to do more than I have been doing. So just know that, like, you as an individual business owner, you kind of have to either, maybe talk with your sponsor, or just, your spouse or whomever, but you really have to go into July knowing what you want to do and then putting a plan in place. Because if we don't have an expectation, that's where disappointment comes into play, right? So like, if we come into this and we're like, in July, I'm going to do the $2,500 and recruit 3 people. And then all of a sudden it's busy and you're in the 3rd week of July and you're like, well, it got kind of busy. It's summer. And then you're sort of disappointed. We just have to have an expectation, and whatever your goal or expectation is, that's totally fine. But get comfortable with it, get familiar with it, and own it and execute it, whether it's a little or a lot, wherever you feel comfortable right now. So, can you guys hear me? Katie said she can't. You can hear me? Okay. So I'm just going to share you guys 2 of the things that I'm doing. I'm not going to share a whole lot because there's 2 other people in here who have probably a much better plan than I do. But my goal in July, like, I'm literally keeping it super simple. And I know that these guys are going to expand on it a little bit. But like, my goal is to reach out to 2 people a day, like 2 people, whether it's a customer, or it's somebody that I talked to the business about, or it's a previous host, or someone who's been, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like this big, huge reach out. I'm going to talk to 2 people a day, like 2 people per day. And 4 times a week, I'm going to be active in my page. Whether it's an outfit of the day, it's a quick live explaining how something fits. It's going live on Wednesdays. It's when I'm at the cottage and I want to go live talking about the summer shorts because I have them on and I'm standing in the woods. Like, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to go live 4 times a week. I'm going to be actively live 4 times a week in my VIP page, and I'm going to talk to 2 people a day. Like, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to overthink it and get crazy, do anything else. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to open it up to Sarah and Shauna. So the reason that Shauna usually speaks on these, but between Sarah and Shauna in the last 2 months, they've sold combined over $25,000. So I was like, well, I'm just going to probably sit back and pop a squat, keep my mouth shut, because these 2 are like doing it. $25,000 in the last 2 months combined is a lot. And it's not like craziness. They're 2 people that have like amazing systems in place that like they follow and stick to, and it works. So I don't know which one of you guys wants to kick it off. Maybe Sarah, do you want to kick it off? And then Shauna can kind of fill in and conclude and wrap us up tonight. If you guys have questions, put them in the comments, and I'll try to get them to Sarah or Shauna.
Okay. I will start. A little bit background on me is I have been a rep, it will be a year at the end of July. So I haven't been doing this crazy long, but I'm also not super new. Um, so yeah, my business literally exploded like these last couple of months. I was consistent basically every month, about $2,500 in sales each month. Um, that was just kind of my baseline. Every single month I was doing. Last month, like literally I have no idea what happened. But what I think is what happened is I stayed consistent in my VIP page. I committed time because I am now home. I used to work out of the home part-time. I create relationships. I treat everybody like a friend. And I make sure I am the best customer service rep that they can find. And what I mean by that is we all are stressing out. We're all pulling out our hair. You know, we're all texting each other on these days that restocks are happening and we can't get them to go through whatever it may be. I'm taking that burden for my customers. I am doing that as much as I can. And if they're wanting to order, I'm honest with them and saying, hey, you might run into these snags, but here's the great thing. You know, as a company, we're growing. I am super honest with them and why these things are happening and why I want to do the best customer service that I can. And this is what I thought about today. And actually, Leah just sent me a text 20 minutes ago wanting to talk. And it's funny that I thought about this earlier, is when I go shopping online, for example, my husband and I were looking for a new backyard umbrella today. There was nobody that I could reach out to talk about the 3 different umbrellas that we were looking at and which one I wanted better. I don't want that experience for somebody for Zaya. I want them to be able to reach out to their rep and say, hey, I'm looking at these 3 different tanks. Which one do you think I would like better? How do they fit? And, you know, can you show me some different pictures? That is my job as a rep, to make that shopping experience the best that it can be and the easiest that it can be. And actually, I just posted in my VIP page 20 minutes ago, what makes all of you keep coming back to me and why do you keep shopping with me? And that was the biggest, is my customer service that I provide for them. You know, truly every single customer that comes to me, I'm going to treat them like they are my best friend. I'm going to go above and beyond to create those relationships. So whether it is getting them on the wait list of, you know, restocks that may happen, finding out the things that they all want, they don't have to purchase that. And I always make sure that's clear. Just because your name is on one of my wish lists because that item's out of stock doesn't mean when it gets restocked, you have to buy it. Like, I don't want them to have that expectation, but I am going to reach out to them to let them know. So then they know that that culture is there. So then they don't have to be sitting watching for restocks. I'm either going to message them on Messenger or I'm going to send them a text, however they want to be notified. Yes, exactly, Leah. People are busy. I mean, so are we. We're busy. I have 3 older kids. My kids are 20, 14, and 11. I'm busy, but I'm willing to take that extra time to make sure they're getting that information. If we are up at the lake, I am putting that out into my VIP page. Hey, just so you know, we're at the lake this week. I'm still here to help you, but I may be a little bit delayed in responses. They then know, okay, Sarah may not respond to me like that. It's because she's at the lake, but I'm going to get back to her. My VIP page, I am creating relationships. I am not just a post and wish girl. I post, I explain, I ask for feedback. There's not many times that I post that I'm not trying to create a conversation, that I'm not trying to understand the girls in my VIP page. I have a birthday of the club. So I have everybody put down their month. So June, which is also my birthday, I send a gift to them, which is a $10 gift card. They just have to then message me to redeem it. And then today was my birthday. I was handing out gifts because it was my birthday. I'm creating those relationships. And never be afraid to give those things out, because not everybody's going to take them. When I was shooting for director last month, I offered discount to my top 10 girls because I appreciate them. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been where I got. And only 2 of them took it out of the 11. So don't be afraid to show appreciation to your customers. And I think that's the biggest, is just those relationships grow volumes. I've had girls watching for months. Since Leah had my party back in May, have still been in this group and are now starting to join and starting to shop. That's the biggest. And then VIP links have been really huge for me. Somebody I can see is going to be a continual shopper, I'm setting up a quote unquote VIP link for them. It's just a party link. I call it their VIP link. They love that. They love that they can earn rewards. And a lot of times they then flip it into a party. Well, then all those purchases that they've made maybe the last month and a half are now going towards their party versus a party for me. So again, I'm creating that conversation. It can then be flipped into maybe they've decided they wanted to be a rep because they've realized, holy crap, I'm buying a lot. And then it's then also stepping out of your comfort zone. This was a big thing for me. I'm not a perfect 2. I am not a gym junkie. I am a mom of 3 that decided I needed to embrace who I am and not be afraid of that, because I think as women, we struggle with that. And that has been huge for me. Posting a picture in a strappy, light and tight bra and a swimsuit bottom up at the lake. Holy shit. Like, the feedback that I got off of that post was unreal. And it then just spiraled conversations. It created the humanness in us as moms and that community and the light that Zaya brings. So I think we all struggle if we're not that perfect model size to show ourselves. But when you show yourself and you can show other real people, those sales will start to come. Is that good, Leah? Do I need more?
No, that's perfect. And I think, like you said, to your point of, keep in mind, like, the things that we do over the next 2 months, like, we might just say, oh shoot, like, I only was able to post the Zaya swimsuit bottom and a Zaya sports bra today because I'm at the lake or I'm busy. But in addition to, like, that showing how versatile the product is, you're also showing that you're human. And so you're continuing to build your brand that's going to last forever in these times where you can think, like, how can I be efficient in my business, during summer. So no, that's perfect. It's perfect. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Shauna lady.
Hey guys. All right. So I have like 3 things that I'm gonna share about how I am going to run my business this summer. 3 things that, to me, I know that if I put into place and practice them every day, is going to continue the ball rolling, continue helping my business grow. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you guys to think about when you think of July, August, September, last couple months of summer, what would be your 3-month goal? Because I think that when you think of the end of summer or you think of fall and where you want to be, I do think that that is going to make a difference in what you kind of have to do in the next 3 months, if that makes sense. So if you're looking to like maintain, obviously, like, just kind of continue to do what you have been doing, you don't like want to throw out a crazy goal or something, that's not going to be as much as somebody who wants to like triple rank advance. So ask yourself, like, where do I want to be this fall? Where do I want to be? Because I do think that that is going to matter on what you have to do this summer. So ask yourself that, write it down. Like, if you're taking notes, like, write it down. There's maybe a rank that you want to hit. Maybe it's an income, maybe it's a bonus, whatever it is, write it down. And then throughout these, like, week after week, ask yourself, are your actions supporting your goal? Okay, so let's just say, I'm going to say you are a junior rep and you want to hit director, but you aren't going live in your VIP group, or you're not hosting shops. Like, are those actions supporting that goal? Because that's where you have to check yourself and be like, this is what I want to reach, but there's going to be the actions that you're going to have to put actions into place to make that possible. Okay. So start out asking yourself that, because each of our things are going to look different. But I personally know that when I do these 3 things, the ball is going to continue to roll for me and my business. Okay. So the first one is setting your business hours. I talk about this a lot, but when can you commit to reserving time for your business every day? So when you look at Tuesday, you look at tomorrow, when can you commit to your business? Is it at 6 a.m.? Is it at 8 p.m. when your kids are in bed? Is it at noon during nap time? Like, that's what you have to think about. Like, when do you have the time to commit? Okay, so reserve that chunk of time. And this is just what works for me, okay? So I know each day when I'm gonna be able to really like dive in and get my shit done. So when do you have the time to commit that 1 hour chunk of time, whatever? And then you're going to make a list to accomplish during that time. So just a call not that long ago, we talked about buckets, right? Like doing certain tasks on certain days to make it easier for you. So that way on Tuesday, you're not doing like 10 different things, but I still have 10 things to do on Tuesday, even though Tuesday is like my day to like connect with my team and like help them with their goals. I still have parties. I still have to like go live in a party. I still have to like if I'm going to do a team training, or if I'm helping someone launch their business, or I need to do a one-on-one call with a team partner. So when I wake up in the morning, I make a list on what I have to do that day. Okay. So even though I still have my buckets, there's still multiple things within that bucket that I have to do that day, right? So for me personally, Tuesdays are like focused on my team, reaching out to my team, sharing their numbers, help them get goals, doing team trainings for my individual level 1, stuff like that. So this is what works for me, guys. I bought this thing at like Walmart, I think, but it's literally just has like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, all the days. And you don't even need this little planner, but cute stuff makes me happy. So just like list your day and the stuff that you want to do within that day. Okay, so this is like what my last week looked like. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so tomorrow when I wake up, I like write out my stuff. Like if I have to go live for a party, I'm writing that down, like go live for Sarah's party. All the things that I need to do tomorrow, I'm making a little list so that when I have the time and I sit down at nap time and I do that, I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so I know these are the things I need to do. Obviously, some are more important. So the ones that I don't get done, they just get transferred to the next day. So this just helps me know, like, okay, if I get all 10 of these things done, like that's awesome. And like, I just got my whole checklist done. And if not, like when I look at that list, I know the most important things. I know a non-negotiable is going live in that party I'm hosting. Like I can't not do that. So I'm looking at that list and I'm prioritizing what I need to do and I'm checking them off first. The next thing, the things that don't get done, move to the next day. So make a list to accomplish during that time that is designated to run your business and stay committed to that time. Okay, summer is busy for all of us, right? But again, ask yourself, like, what's your 3-month goal? If it's not a huge goal, if you don't feel like there's a ton of work to be done in the 3 months, obviously you don't put so much pressure. But look at your goal and just stay committed to that. Stay committed to reserving that chunk of time for your business every day. Okay, and then within the business, setting your business hours, plan ahead of time. So next week, we are going to be on vacation for an entire week. So that doesn't mean I just don't show up, but what it does mean is that this week I'm planning a lot of stuff for next week. So I'm planning ahead. Like I know I'm not going to be on my devices as much. I know I'm going to be maybe like staying up later and sleeping in. So those are things that I'm planning ahead. Maybe if I have a party, I'm going to start scheduling some of those posts ahead of time. I'm going to schedule some posts in my VIP group ahead of time to come out while I'm like, I don't know, drinking a cocktail. Like that way you don't feel that pressure of like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in my VIP group for 3 days. Like, you know, plan ahead of time. If you know you're going to be gone for the weekend, schedule some stuff out before you leave on Thursday. So plan ahead and schedule things for ahead of time when you're going to be busy. One more thing, you guys, that I think is helpful, like within your business hour, is like a content creating day. Okay, so on Sunday, that's when I do a lot of it, like Sunday night. So it's like when everyone's in bed type of thing, Sunday night, a content creating day. So I look at like right now, I've looked at yesterday and today, okay, what do I want to do in July for my VIP group? Like, do I have a theme? Do I have like, are we working out, or are we like doing like positive affirmations? What are we going to be doing next month in my VIP group? What kind of content do I need to come up with? Like, am I going to be doing any sales? What looks like it's restocking? Do I need to do like a style video on the summer shorts because they're coming out? Like, Sunday's the day I'm like really planning ahead for what's to come. Okay. So maybe put a day into place. Like, if Tuesday your hubby's home and like, you have more free time, maybe say like, hey, tonight, like I'm going to go and I'm going to create some content tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm going to like, okay, that's just what works for me. Like, I just say like, hey Shane, I need to go get this stuff done. I'm going to go in our room and I'm going to like knock this out for an hour. Okay. So maybe pick a day that you can create some content, you can get your mind rolling and stuff like that. Okay, so the next thing is going to be commit to your non-negotiables. So what are your non-negotiables to keep your business moving? Okay, I know what mine are. They're the same every single month. For me, I have 4 shops a month. So these are things that continue to grow our business: shops, sales, partnering, all of that stuff. So shops, how many shops do you want to have a month? Okay, I like to have 4 a month. If I'm on vacation for a week, personally, that doesn't change if I'm going to have a party or not. But for somebody, it might, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to be like, I'm on vacation, I'm not doing a party. That's totally okay. I'll just schedule everything and then only have to worry about going live. So it's okay that if that doesn't work for you, some people don't want to do that. So just know that. Live appearances in my like parties, VIP groups. If you feel like you don't know what to go live on, here are a few things that I do. The outfit of the day. These things take 2 minutes, you guys, literally 2 minutes. Okay. I like worked out in my garage. It's like 80 degrees and I was like sweating disgusting. And then I just went live in my VIP group and it was, I probably looked ridiculous, but it took 5 minutes. So it doesn't have to be a 20-minute thing. So outfit of the day, restocks. If something restocks, that's initially why I went on. I put on the Navy Cozy joggers. I shared about them. That can be like a 3-minute live. It doesn't have to be an hour thing. New releases is another reason to go live. When you get a package in, when you get a new item in, let's say you get 5 items in, just go live and share 1 item at a time. You don't have to do it all. But those are just a couple of things that I go live for. That's a non-negotiable for me in my VIP group. Going live, just kind of getting it out there. Another thing, like, what are you doing? If you're like, I don't know, at the baseball diamond with your kids, like take a picture and say like, hey, this is what we're doing this Saturday afternoon. Like, what are you guys doing? Or go live and share your morning routine or whatever it is, like little things. It doesn't always have to be huge. Sales, what are your non-negotiable for sales? Mine is $2,500 a month. Like, that's just non-negotiable, bottom of the barrel. That's what I'm going to hit. So know your non-negotiables month over month, drill them into your mind because it's going to keep helping you propel forward. Partnerships, what are you looking to do for partnering with people? Are you looking to partner with 1 person a month? Is it 2 people a month, 3 people a month? Just know your non-negotiables and commit to them, okay? The third thing is going to be wrap yourself in grace. So we all know that everybody is busy in the summer. People are traveling more. They're at the beach. They're up north. They're going camping. People are more busy in summer. And they're out of the house more. They're maybe not spending as much time on their devices. So be flexible with yourself as well. Maybe you're hosting parties. Maybe you're not going to have a ton of interaction and you're used to having a lot of interaction. Like, know that people are busy. Maybe when you're having a drink on Saturday night, like take a picture of that in the party and say like, hey, what's your favorite summertime drink? Like, just share what it is that you're doing, share your summer and create connections maybe in a slightly different way than all in Zaya, if that makes sense. Share what you're doing, find out what your VIP like group is doing, what they're doing with their time. But just don't overthink it. Like Leah had said, keep it simple. Although that last 10 minutes of me talking didn't sound simple, but really it just is. Set your hours and commit to your hours. Like, think of owning a store. Leah says this all the time. Like, if you own a Starbucks and you don't show up for a whole week to work, like, what's your paycheck going to look like, right? So know your 3-month goal and just make sure your actions are supporting that goal. Set your business hours, commit to your non-negotiable, and wrap yourself in grace, knowing that everybody is busy. Be flexible. I just didn't answer somebody, you guys, like that had messaged me for like 12 hours. And when I finally got back to her, I just said like, hey, I'm sorry. We've been outside all day. Like, how can I help you? Like, I'm sorry, you know, whatever. And she's like, hey, don't worry. Like, it was gorgeous outside. We were outside all day too. I totally understand. And that just made me feel like, oh, you're right. Like, everyone is busy in the summer. And just be honest and say like, hey guys, I'm exactly what Sarah said too. Like, I'm going to be up north at the cottage. I might not be able to answer you, but like message me. And when I can find the time, I'm going to get back to you. So all the little things each day, you guys add up to something really big in the end. So show up in your VIP group, just do those little things that are non-negotiable to you personally in your business. It might look different than all the things I just listed, and that's okay. Last thing, grab an accountability partner and partner with them and do things with them. So I don't know if my friend Nicole is on here or not, but we do this a lot. She had like the trail shorts before I had them. So I just said like, hey, can you go live in my group and like share about them? I don't have them. And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, hey, can I have that like jogger video that you did? That was so cute. It's like, yeah. Find a partner that can help you out. Or she said to me, she was just at a bachelorette party. She's like, hey, I don't have reception up here. Can you post if we have any restocks? Okay, we are partners, right? So find an accountability partner. If you know you're going to be like out of town or whatever, and you're maybe not able to show up as often, ask someone like, hey, can you kind of cover for me if we have restocks? Can you post them for me? Can you share that video in my group? Like, it was awesome. I loved how you showed the versatility. Okay, partner with somebody, help each other out, and just lend a helping hand. I feel like it makes a big difference. And it's kind of fun for your VIP shoppers to be like, hey, who's this showing up in her group? Like, I've never seen this girl. It's just kind of fresh and fun. So that's all I've got.
I love it. Actually, I think I recapped some notes in there, you guys, of everything Shauna was saying. So if you want, you can copy that and take it with you or paste it or whatever. But that last one was so good. And I've never thought of that. I know we talk about like accountability for like sharing goals, but to have somebody where you could be like, oh my gosh, like, hey, like I'm in a pinch. Could you hop in this group and do that? That's really, really smart. Because then it just takes off so much pressure. And then the only last thing that I wanted to mention to piggyback on what Shauna said, and Shauna, is it okay if I share just a quick glimpse of your Saturday sale?
Yeah.
Okay, so when she was talking about creating content, when I started, I was always like, well, like, what does it mean to like, how do you just create content? Like, what does that mean? What should I be doing? What does that look like? That's like when all of a sudden it's the end of the month and you're like, or in the middle of the month, whatever. And you're like, oh, I should run a sale. Maybe I'll just do a quick post. If you've got like that 1 or 2 hours a week where you're creating it and you make something like that takes probably an extra like 15 minutes, and it's actually pictures of Shauna in the stuff, right? And then like the text is really pretty and it's clean, it's easy to read, and then it's like comment sweet summertime if you want in on the sale, and all of a sudden there's 11 comments on it. Like that I think is a really big one that I often miss, because you guys can probably tell like Shauna is very much like list detail, and she operates like ferociously well that way. I wish I was like that, because then I would probably like not get my butt kicked every month. I'm a little bit more seat of my pants. So for me to really commit to an hour, like when she says that, like really if I commit to an hour of that content creation, my whole week looks different, because I'm like, okay, I feel ready now. And if I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to run that sale, like I can pop this up and maybe edit it if I have to, but at least you've got like a skeleton framework and you're not just like, oh, I don't know, like it's already 2 PM and we're on the boat, like I'll just do something later, because then it just never happens. So I just thought that was really good. But do you guys have any questions on anything, or is there anything you want more detail on from what either Sarah or Shauna said tonight?
Leah, the only thing I forgot to mention that I've been really starting to do, especially with the lockdown and not being able to do in-house parties, is I've been either doing door drops or people coming to my house and shop if they're comfortable, but they'll send me a list of things that they've been wanting to try, and I put it in a bag and I go drop it off at the door. And I am actually using these that we got from corporate that none of us have any use for, and I am sending that with them. I cross off the quantity and I put size. They then create their wish list. I tell them there's no expectation to buy a thing. They then just have their wish list ready to go. So if there's restocks or, you know, I'm running a sale, they already know what they want and sizes. And that has been huge for my market. Like I think 5 out of the last 6 days, I have done some sort of porch drop of something, or some people have stopped by, and people have been really, really appreciative of that. And they're not all my size. Like, it's not just somebody that's my size that's coming. Maybe they are bigger, maybe they are smaller, but they at least can touch and feel it, because let's be honest, we are touchers and feelers when it comes to shopping. So that has helped too.
That's a good one. I like that a lot. Thank you. And then the last thing, you guys, is I know everybody's got different ways to track stuff, but something that my sponsor Ellie created was, it's called the Zaya Active Rep Workbook. There's a lot of content in here, but if you're looking for a really quick way to find like a 90-day goal planner or like a calendar or something, this is posted, I know, at least in the Grow and Celebrate page. So, or just ask around. If you're looking for a calendar, I know a lot of people have them, just maybe make a post and say, hey, does anybody have a good calendar to use? And you'll get a ton of comments. Don't be afraid to use those pages for that, like for asking for advice or input, because if you haven't done it, somebody else has. So you might as well use their knowledge and like what has worked well and what hasn't. So any questions, you guys?